Good afternoon and welcome to London Met News. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Maria.
And we're coming live to you from the London Met studio.
Today we're all about fashion.
We've got a full program for you guys, so stay tuned.
From journalism students at London Metropolitan University, this is Met Today.
We have Charlotte in the studio here with us to bring us some news.
I heard some whispers about some new guys on mountains.
I tell you what, babes, I wish there were new guys. It's actually a nude woman. Hi, I'm Charlotte and here's the news. So some absolute bint, otherwise known as a Playboy model, Jaylene Cook, has stood at the top of a sacred mountain in New Zealand. She's butt naked, apart from a woolly hat, gloves and trainers. And this was all in an effort to boost her Instagram following. The model has insulted the local Maori tribe who see the volcano as a sacred place. Now, do you guys remember when we thought that Jay-Z and Barry Chuckle were busy mates? Mm-hmm. It turns out that it was a faked photo, and I'm betting that it was Paul that was behind this. And who doesn't love Eurovision? I love it so much, I feel like it should be a national holiday. And I believe that, genuinely. So props to the UK Crane for putting two fingers up at Chechnya with their rainbow sculpture. This is in the middle of the city centre. It's hilarious because this year's theme is celebrating diversity. And now to my favourite story of the day. Right, you know when you marry someone because you want to get their inheritance and they don't die, but instead they become president of the United States with a questionable hairline, you know who I'm talking about. Well, Melena's got herself into a bit of trouble because she liked a tweet suggesting that the Free Melania campaigners may actually be onto something. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Blink if you need help, Melania. We are here for you.
Let us know.
Let us know. I have a final bit of news. I don't know whether you're aware of this. Tracy actually got sacked from the Queen Vic in EastEnders.
No way.
So, Trace, if you need a job, hit us up. We'll sort something out.
We'll sort you out.
Right, so now it's over to Annabelle and Adam with the weather.
Gordon.
Good afternoon, I'm Adam.
Yeah, okay.
Good afternoon, I'm Adam.
And I'm Annabelle.
And we're here with the latest weather and traffic update. According to TfL, there are no major traffic delays. There are some closures on the A1 and A4 leading into central London routes. As of this morning, there have been no reported incidents.
For the weather, today has the highest temperature of 13 degrees and the lowest in 9. There will be some light showers towards late afternoon, which will stop in the evening, and it will be slightly cloudy with some wind. Thursday has the highest temperature of 15 degrees, lowest of 9, and it will be another cloudy day, but for the most part it will be dry.
Going into Friday, there isn't much change in the weather following the same as Thursday. The weather will pick up with sunnier periods, there's a slight chance of rain. Going into Saturday and Sunday's temperature will rise up to 17 degrees. Weekend weather will stay relatively similar to the rest of the week, so all you need is a light jacket.
Perfect. The sunrise will be roughly 5:30 in the morning and sunset roughly 8:30 p.m.
And for all of those that you suffer from hay fever, pollen rates will stay relatively low.
Thanks, Adam and Annabelle. Is fashion unfair was the leading topic of yesterday's debate. We were joined by a panel of experts who were trying to answer that question by sharing their personal experience in the fashion industry.
The panel included Julia Robson, Barry Layden, Daniel Lismore, Marcus Roberts-Clark and Denise Brown.
It was quite a discussion. Kevin, what do you think? Is fashion really unfair?
Well, Maria, my wallet doesn't think so. Let's have a look.
When Jason was at the table, I kept on seeing him look at me while he's with that other girl. Do you think he was just doing that to make me jealous? Because he was totally texting me all night last night, and I don't know if it's a booty call or not. So, like, what do you think? Did you think that girl was pretty?
I'm actually in a lot of Vivienne Westwood. I've got my new Louboutin shoes as well, because I knew I was coming to a fashion grab.
So today I'm wearing Nick Thierry. He was a designer I worked for ages ago, but he actually let me keep his outfit, well, the top part, so I was extremely happy. ASOS and ASOS, or ASOS, however you want to pronounce it, but yeah.
Can you guys help me pick a filter?
Just wearing a bit of fabric. Just a mix of what happened in front of me today. Usually I look around my room and I just go, pick things and go by colour and
Lights in the last 5 minutes. Do you think I should take it down? Let me take another selfie.
I am wearing trousers from Duffer and St George, a jacket from a very small designer, and anything underneath you don't need to know.
My dress is from ASOS plus size. I'm a size 60. I don't look it, but yeah, just do a little something for you. And the boots are from ASOS as well.
I guess let's take a good selfie. Let me take a selfie.
So, Kevin, are you wearing anything bought from the high street stores?
Well, I'm dressed in Topman.
Well, chances are your clothes have been made by an 8-year-old in terrible working conditions in a third world country. Our panelists gave us further insight into the world of fast fashion.
Does the price ever justify the work?
Our own manufacturing that we had, it was difficult for us to manufacture in the UK because if we were telling a designer, you cannot have a basic t-shirt for less than £10 to make, because we pay people properly, we pay them holiday pay, we pay them sick pay if they're ill, and the fabric costs more here. Yes, you could go to Turkey or to Bangladesh and pay £1 something for your t-shirt, but as I said at the time, how many more Bangladeshi factories have to collapse? How many more documentaries does the public in this country have to see when they watch the bleeding hands of children making products in those Far East countries? And quite frankly, the big companies wash their hands of this because they hide behind the fact that they audit the factories that they're working with in the Far East, which they do. What they don't do is they don't check these subcontracting companies that often are given the work, and the women or the children or whoever it is take that work home and do it and get paid a pittance for it.
It's all mixed up. Everything is mixed up.
We're back on.
Now let's see what public had to say on that matter.
If I pay a lot of money, I would feel bad because they already make it cheap. I don't know, they charge me more.
Yeah, I tend not to buy anything like new because I don't know, you don't know where it's made, and the only way to get like cheap new clothing is to buy it from badly sourced places like Primark. So
I tend to try not to buy clothes from like retail like shops because most of them are like sweatshops, which like you don't want to end up funding. So you do try and like avoid something.
Right. Barry Layden had a lot to say on the topic that no one talks about.
Brexit.
how will Brexit affect the future of British fashion?
God, that's such a big question. I'm not going to tackle the massive question that it is and what will happen in 2 years' time, because the fact is no one really knows what is going to happen, whether we're going to come out, if we're going to come out, how we're going to come out, what effect will it have, what effect will it have on the free movement, will European people be able to work in the UK, will UK people be able to work in Europe? We perhaps can quote the American president FDR when he said we've nothing to fear but fear itself, and that's actually what stopped my factory last year. Absolutely dead. It was the fear of Brexit. So we had improved in our sales year on year pretty well. It was going very well. We had a handful of clients who were designers, and they were selling mostly to high streets or online, various different places. And the day after the Brexit decision was taken, the referendum we lost about 3/4 of our orders that were due to be coming up immediately after that, which when you're on a tight margin and your business doesn't have lots of capital behind it, as that business did not, it just kills it. So unfortunately, a lot of smaller companies like ours were immediately affected, even though the pulling out of the EU isn't going to happen for another 2 years anyway. It was just the shock of the decision. And people make all sorts of decisions based on shock. So, for example, one of those designers was selling to a high street store, and the high street store's buyer immediately cut the order by 3/4 and just took product that they already had in stock. So they in turn had to unfortunately stop the order with us, which just has a knock-on effect. So all I can say is in the short term, I don't think it's good. I can't say how it will not be good for everyone, but I can't really look far into the future and see great things are going to come. But I would happily be corrected if Nigel Farage or someone else wants to come on the stage and tell us how marvellous Brexit will be once it happens. But for me, I can only talk from my own personal experience and say it hasn't been good and it doesn't look great. And I'm glad that now that I'm nearly 52 and able to think that I'm slowing down rather than gearing up things, because it's a scary place to be if you're developing your business and wanting to expand. I think for me,
Adam and Annabelle have escaped the rainy weather outside, yeah?
Yeah,
Hi,
back
guys.
How are you? So we have some showbiz for you.
So, first of all, following the Met Gala, it seems that there's only one person that everyone's talking about, and that's Rihanna. So she proved she was the queen of the Met Gala after she hosted her own after party, and this was attended by the Kardashians and the Jenners.
Brad Pitt has made a comeback. He's done his first magazine shoot since splitting with Angelina Jolie. He is on the cover of 3 GQs.
So, also, Cheryl and Liam Payne have finally decided on a name for their baby after 5 weeks, and it has caused some controversy on Twitter. They've decided to settle on the name Bear Payne.
Oh, creative.
Interesting.
And in an interview with Orlando Bloom, he's revealed that he wants to be James Bond in the next movies.
Oh.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
And Towie's Gemma Collins is furious over rumours her ex-lover James Arge tried to keep her a dirty little secret. The star finally dropped the bombshell that he sat with her ex on the last show of Towie, and they're not happy with each other.
And J.K. Rowling has had to take to Twitter to apologise to Harry Potter fans for killing off beloved Severus Snape. She, and we quote, is taking cover. Snape was played by the late Alan Rickman.
A portrait of Ed Sheeran has gone on display at the National Portrait Gallery. It was painted by Belfast-based artist Colin Davidson, and it's the first ever portrait, which he sat for 3 hours in 2015.
So with Ed still being in the portrait gallery, he's still in the charts. He's got the top 3 singles. Clean Bandit are taking the top spot with Symphony featuring Zara Larsson.
And Ed Sheeran's also a non-mover in the album charts at number 1, and Steps are making a comeback, who are at number 2, and Rag & Bone Man is also a non-mover at number 3.
And in the movies, the UK cinemas, at the top 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy, Fast and the Furious 8, and The Boss Baby. And that's all we have.
Good stuff. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. One of our students, Victoria Pennant, asked the panel a question, one that many of us who aren't size 0 wonder about.
Do you think clothing should be only standard sizes? Why can't larger people, like size 16 plus, easily find nice clothes, except in specialty shops, especially when 16 is the average size for women in the UK?
Completely correct. And when I had the Leyden showroom for 17 years, it was true that most of our designers would just make, make an 8, 10 or 12 and maybe a 14. The reason for that, in their case, was because they didn't have the money, because it was really expensive to set up a complete size in a product. But what really annoyed me was that why can't Christian Dior or Gaultier or whoever else go to 16, 18 and 20, for example, because they can afford it, and their customers probably are larger sizes, the ones that can afford it. But time and again, they would say that they didn't think it looked nice on the hanger, they took up more space in the store, and all of these excuses. So it's a pure prejudice. So from our point of view, I knew that the designers, sometimes they would make one size just because they simply couldn't afford to make sizes either side of that. But when you are a successful design house, then there's no reason why you shouldn't have the larger sizes. But there is a prejudice. We know that Marilyn Monroe's size is 16 and that the average size is a 16. But there is a mental block in the Western world about sizing. There's an obsession with dieting. Whenever you see a news article about food, they always show obese people and the fact that you're supposed to be stick thin, whereas actually, how about showing people that are just normal size, but that doesn't make news. So again, it's part of the media needing extremes to have to focus on. They're either focusing on extreme stick thin models that just eat air, or obese people who must stop eating what they're eating. So it's a really difficult question. I think that most of the design houses, the couture houses, do make the sizes that you're talking about because they'll make it for their private customers that are paying £100,000, dollars, or euros for that dress specifically to their size to wear wherever they're wearing it. But in terms of your regular high street stores, they could do so much more. Absolutely.
It was kind of weird because we had all the celebrities that came to us. Obviously, they're stick thin. So for press, we had to make really and for model, we didn't have to, but we did. For size 0 models, more or less. But all our clients were. There was a lady my size, and she very often never picked her stuff up. So I used to kind of, a lot of it's in my book now, but she never came to pick it up. So I used to wear it out, and it was my size, and it. So, but it costs a lot more.
After the debate, we had some one-on-ones with the experts.
Our reporter, Patrice Wynn, spoke to Marcus and Denise about their fashion story.
So basically, it just really depends on what kind of stuff you're going to wear. So if you're going to be like wearing over-the-top stuff that looks just crazy, then yeah, you will get judged. But at the end of the day, it's all about you being able to express yourself and how you feel within and express it out. Because I believe that it's all about people being who they are and being creatively looking different to promote themselves as a brand. And yes. If you guys don't know, my clothing brand's called Don't Judge Me. I put it on hold for a while because the reason why I created Don't Judge Me is because when I first came into the industry, I used to get judged on a day-to-day basis. So for my race, I've also got judged. Also because I'm out there, I'm a bit crazy, I'm just loud, and I got told that I'm ghetto. Do you know what I mean? I was just too much for people. Like basically, I'm just too much for the industry. I loved Ed Sheeran. The reason why I loved Ed Sheeran because he came in, he was vibesy, they were playing hip hop, he was dancing, and I started to dance. I was dancing too. It was like we was like a family, and it was just easy. He was like, "Yeah, I'll wear whatever you want me to wear. Cool, boom, bam." My difficult one, oh God, I can't even. Oh, Lord have mercy on me. Do you know what? When I started Rihanna, it was very difficult because the reason why I'll say it is because when she met me, she didn't know me, and her stylist didn't turn up. She missed the plane, so I got a call saying, "Look, this is our Rihanna." Cool, and it's like this. If you're used to somebody dressing you, or you're used to your hairdressers, and you see a new person, you're gonna be scared. You're gonna be in the mirror thinking, "I hope they don't mess up my hair." That's how she felt. She didn't know me. She didn't feel comfortable. I think after a few, because I did like GMTV, then we did like a think Nickelodeon. We did a few shows. After a few shows and interviews, then she started to speak to me, and she felt comfortable. So it was a bit difficult because she didn't speak to me at the beginning. It took her maybe 6 hours. Yeah, and I had to go through her hairstylist and the rest of them to give them the clothes so she can look. She didn't want to come and talk to me.
Hi, I'm Marcus Roberts-Clark. I'm a model, TV personality. I do dancing, acting, choreographing, yeah. My most favourite part of the job is on the day of on a catwalk, of just from that first initial idea of a designer creating a piece for you wearing it, walking down that catwalk, all eyes on you, lights are flashing, is just the most phenomenal feeling. Standout moment for me was probably Top Man, where Sir Philip Green and Kate Moss were in the audience, and I literally was opening the show, and I remember him saying to the person that was behind the stage with me, and they were like, right, just to let you know, Kate Moss and Sir Philip Green were in the audience. I was like, what? And literally as I was about to go out, so then I was trying to do the walk, I was trying to do the walk like normal, but then like on the way back when we were doing the clap, I was like, where are you? I was like looking around. But yeah, that was probably one of my standouts. Yeah, we've got a few things coming up. So I've got Miss Great Britain UK, I'm choreographing for that. So it's like 45 girls that I'm training and teaching and stuff. And then after that, we've got our second show for Fashion Collective, which was aired a couple of months ago. We've got a new one coming out. Doing a couple of VIP events where I'm actually being asked to be like the VIP to turn up, which I'm quite excited about. And then there's a movie coming up for Idris Elba, which I'm not allowed to talk about, but it's coming up on May 15th that I'm filming. So yeah, there's a few things coming up.
Right. Yesterday's debate was followed by a short catwalk show giving a sneak peek of the Project Red 2017 collection designed by 50 students of the CAS.
Every year, the students of the CAS are asked to use the color red as their starting point of inspiration and explore what it means to them. This year was no exception.
The guests had the chance to get a closer look at 7 unique blood red pieces, which, even though they were different from each other, they managed to seamlessly blend together as whole ensemble.
One of the most attention-grabbing designs was a ruffled mini dress with long full sleeves. The outfit was completed with a pair of lace-up gladiator heels and a silky fringed face mask that made one think of a bird's beak.
Another detail that caught the eye of the public was the extra high heels, worn not just by women, but also by the male part of the cast, who actually managed to embrace it.
Altogether, the collection resonated with Comme des Garçons and Alexander McQueen vibes by bringing together extravagancy and individuality to the runway.
Let's check it out. Now let's go across the pond where the who of Hollywood fought for attention on the red carpet of the Met Gala. Did you see Rihanna's dress?
Of course I have. I could totally rock that dress. Don't you think, Charlotte?
Well, the Met Gala took place in New York on Monday, the 1st of May. And the theme was Comme des Garçons. It was a celebratory vision of designer Rei Kawabuku. And the label launched in Tokyo in 1973. The event, which clashes with an exhibition at the Costume Institute, sees the merging of the biggest names in fashion, film and music for the evening, with every guest was offering their own interpretation of the theme. As such, it was a challenging dress code to tackle. Luckily, many attendees were up for embracing the theme, like Rihanna, who, yes, I would wear that dress. I didn't answer that question, did I? She paid homage to the night's host. There she is, Riri, looking fab. She's wearing a bold Comme des Garçons dress. It's constructed with huge ruffles from the label's Autumn 2016 collection. Her eye makeup, as you can see, was quite rosy, focusing on reds. And she wore red heels as well to go with that. The laces were tied up all the way to her legs. I wish I could have pulled that off, to be honest. Right, we're moving on to Solange too, my favourite.
Oh, nice.
I love a bit of Solange. So she embraced the oversize, wearing a black Tom Brown Parker dress that cocooned her figure, I thought. And she later on poked fun of her choice of fashion on Instagram. Her gown featured a long puffy train with a black top and white bottom. It was a bit This Is England for me, I thought that was. Another shocking outfit that we had was Madonna. I mean, this to me was Duck Dynasty. She wore custom Moschino, which was an army print. It was complete with a scrim neck train and a utility belt. The dress also featured gun holsters attached to it. She wore a diamond grill in her mouth. I mean, the diva also accessorised the bag with a long black leather gloves and an army green bag, bling and lots of necklaces. I mean, I don't know what's going on there, to be quite honest with you. We have Helen Lachan. She got everyone talking. She got everyone talking. She was on the carpet with her husband Pharrell, dressed in what only can be described as a padded jumpsuit.
Obviously.
I mean, it could have easily been mistaken for an armchair. A bit harsh, but let's be honest.
Somebody sat on her.
Somebody sat on her. I mean, the Met Gala always produces what the F-style moments, and the couple was certainly in that category for the event. Moving on to the best outfits of the night, we'd just like to mention Kate Hudson. Kate, she looked amazing, she always does. She decided to opt for an understated look. The 38-year-old looked positively gorgeous and sophisticated. She had an off-the-soldier asymmetrical Stella McCartney dress, which showed off her figure amazingly. She had a great tan. I mean, who doesn't love a great tan?
Great spray tan.
Do you know what she did? She absolutely shined. She really did. It's phenomenal. There was another outfit by Giselle. No last name, we don't need to use it. She dressed in it was quite a slinky number. It was open back. The Brazilian supermodel wore her long black honey blonde hair in a ponytail, and she opted for a smoky eye and pink lips. She carried a gold box clutch purse. She always keeps her beauty look quite classic for the event, and it definitely works this time.
Yeah.
On the top of the best dress list, there was Blake Lively.
Oh, she always is.
She looks stunning.
Beautiful.
She shone in a feather embellished gown. The dress is custom made by Versace. She made the starlet look quite like a tropical goddess.
I think you're blocking her at the moment,
Yeah.
no?
Oh, am I? Oh, Blake! Oh, God,
Trying
I'm sorry.
to outshine the
So sorry, Blake.
Love your dress.
Right, anyway, we can see it now, can't we?
We can.
Yeah.
Well, now you can see it was a tropical kind of theme. But it was very chainy. She was like dripped in chains rather than fabric, which I thought was quite a nice look. Really.
Was it chains?
Well, yeah, it looks like chains.
Obviously.
Going on to a peacock feather trim. Who doesn't have a peacock feather? Amazing. So that shined up on the red carpet. Blake Lively always gets it right when it comes to style.
He really does.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Apologies to Blake there. Didn't mean to block you out. Thank you. I'll be back.
Thanks.
Thank you all for joining us this afternoon. Thanks to all of our guests. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to say, stay fabulous.
On point, babe. Thank you all and goodbye.
From journalism students at London Metropolitan University, this is Met Today.